giving back to the community as well as defining herself as a good person. Now, because of these qualities, she has been bonded to the mythos of Mega Man. And Mega Man has at least some themes relating to him. One being that he can always copy other powers and adopt them for a short period of time. So they I took the adaptation, which he has a thing called the copy system, or I think that's actually what it's called in like the game is his copy system. And the mystery for that is uh, in the Mega Man games is can I have the right power for any situation? Because it's always really, do you have the right power for this boss? Because it's weak against some and strong against others, and it's always just a roll of the dice depending on who you play against. Um, Now for the theme tags, I took at least two quotes from the game, and one is called "Now I've Got Your Power," where he is able to copy a defeated enemy's power, use it for himself in order to use it going on.
So
That
this is a
leads
defeated enemy. You have to have defeated them, and then you can kind of tap into their power in the future.
That was one of the that's one of the ways that you get the powers, you defeat them. It's different depending on like a comic or the cartoon or the video game. But for the video games, yeah, you defeat them. You don't kill anybody, you just like disable them, and then he touches them and is able to get their powers.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Okay.
I think in the comic, like he just touches them and he's able to copy it. Um, Now that leads the only broad tag I chose was versatility because he's adaptable. His power is versatile in that sometimes he throws out cutting blades. Sometimes he can lift up a giant boulder. Other times he can shoot fire or ice. Um, and to that, his another quote that he has that I also adopted is, "I have a schematic for that," and that he has a part of his copy system is based upon schematics. And I felt it was somewhat interesting to marry to a insurance investigator that they would have schematics maybe of a building or other devices to try to understand whether it's a logical way of breaking or not. So I thought it was flexible, both in real life as well as the myth. Um, since Mega Man really is only mechanical, the copying I put as machine manipulation, and that is let me see, to the question of what narrow group of effects within your Mythos domain have you mastered, and that's just machine manipulation. So the problems with the adaptation, though, are Mega Man's always dependent upon energy. So when he gets low energy levels, he's not able to actually use a power. So that's one of his weaknesses. Is as his energy goes down, it penalizes him. He's also a bad habit that he picked up from his adaptive powers are that he's overeager because he thinks he can accomplish more the more he copies, the more flexibility. But that overeagerness um, is a is a flaw. There's a difference between being eager and then going above and beyond recklessly. That's the adaptation. Now, for the signature of Mega Man is his Mega Buster, the cannon that sits on his left arm, and a question that the character always struggles with is: they were originally just a helpful robot that was turned into a weapon because they just had to stop world domination and I guess the extermination of humans. So uh, for him, it was the question, a moral quandary of if he's a hero, a kid, or is he just a weapon that he has no meaning anymore? He's just meant to inflict violence. So I took the relic theme for that. Um, what's interesting about his device is that, in conjunction with kind of the The schematic ability of taking powers, it just it transforms into different things. So the Buster Cannon like changes into other devices. So what's the main useful feature? It turns into any device in order to help him. What is a useful quality at the core of the relic? Well, it can target in on characters, but I used a pun of zero in on the right target because Zero is one of his friends. And another thing that is learned from the relic is if you put in the right time, if you put the time in, you'll be more effective, and that's to play on the fact that you can charge up the cannon. So I couldn't think of a good way of narrating that, but putting time in as far as effort just seemed like a reasonable thing. In my study of the character, I learned that he's solar powered, so his weakness is not enough light, and light being his father, Dr. Light, but also the fact that he's not getting enough solar.
Cool.
Do you want me to continue? Or
No, keep going. Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Hello, by the way, I've made it.
Hey, yeah. Welcome.
Did you spin up the development environment yet?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
It's in testing. It's fine.
Great. The Jim's disapproved.
No shop
So
talk.
for the logos, I chose mission. This is to go with the definition of mission in the book, that it can go based on somewhat of the mythos of the character. And what does Mega Man want is everlasting peace, which is also just a normal, well, not a normal, but is a quality that I think somewhat of a positive, almost. It's interesting. He's apparently supposed to be a pacifist, but he solves everything with violence. So that's one of his moral quandaries. And he feels that we can live in harmony, but he's forced to fight, and that's just how he identifies himself, is that I have to do this, but I believe that there can be peace after I've completed this. Some qualities that were assigned by like the games, he has a quote of he has a strong sense of justice. I felt Megan then also has this strong sense of justice. But I'll go to her weakness now before going to the rest of the tags. Because she has this strong sense of justice, she also has this disposition of being naive. She thinks the best in people, or she thinks the world is can be a idealistic or a utopia, but overlooks the fact that there is bad in the world and there are bad actors. And so the last two are things that I took from the game, combining together. So there's a quote of his father telling him, Mega Man, that heroes are the ones that refuse to stay down. So that was a quote I took from the book. And that's what she's been forced to learn while on her mission, is that if you want to be a hero, you can't stay down. And what does she need in order to carry out her mission? Well, you need energy. She has energy drinks. She pounds them, much to the detriment of her body. But you have to, if you want to keep going and do good deeds, then there's no rest that is available to you if you really want to go that far. For her personality, I was thinking she'd be a very wants to do more good and be a good person to other people, and just the person that goes out of their way to make your day better, but at the sacrifice of themselves. And so she is altruistic, but she identifies herself as a good person, even if deep down she feels that that's the only way she can relate to people. So the tags I chose were what's at the core of her personality. She truly wants to do good. What special skill did you pursue because of your personality? She never backs down. That kind of complements the strong sense of justice and the other theme. For interpersonal skills, because she is also naive, but believes that everybody has a good side. She sees the best in people, essentially. But what happens if she's pushed into a corner? She has reckless behavior, so she makes reckless decisions, and that's what also something that I took from my research for the character. So that's all my themes.
So let's open up the other players. Anybody have any questions about the new character? Nope. Okay.
What I caught sounded
Yeah.
pretty good.
All right, Shanks, what did you say?
Just I don't think that there's any questions.
Good. Okay. So then after that, then can you come up with a bond you want to put out there, or one of those theme book suggestions?
Do I do one per theme or just one?
You can no, you can do multiple. What I want to do is get to the point where you feel like you have connected, like
Okay.
we have an in, right?
So the first one I'll put out to the group, if anybody would like to pick it up, is let's see. One of them was challenged. Okay, one of them once challenged you to push the boundaries and flexibility of your adaptive power at a critical moment. What happened? Take a help.
I don't think that would be me because I don't think I've directly interacted with anybody's powers up until this point.
Oh, it's a flashback. Like it can be. It
Right.
doesn't have to be in the present. Like I didn't exist as a character.
It could have been
until-
outside the company, right? It could have been
Oh,
you
true.
know, something that you encountered another rift, right? And
Yeah.
there was something going on. You were using your powers. You saw them using theirs. Most people don't
Kinda-
notice that sort of thing. And then maybe you were the one that
Hmm.
encouraged them to, like, hey, sure be nice if you could use this kind of weapon or something, right? Something.
Kind of a
And then
stranger in the
like,
night kind of a thing.
oh,
you
I
know,
didn't think about that. And then,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, actually. I do like that idea. I can run with that. Maybe it was just something really mundane, something really simple, like a mugging was going on, and the two of us were there and didn't know each other and had no idea we even worked at the same general place, and jumped into the situation, and I was able to pop some defensive powers, but not able to be offensive, and kind of complemented each other in the moment.
So, So if I'm being the offensive one,
Mhm.
and I'm pushing the boundaries of my flexibility of like powers. Maybe you saw me like trying to fight off these muggers,
Yeah.
and kicking their ass, and then they're about to get away. What do you think you would ask me to do if you saw like a variety of different powers suddenly manifest? Of what do you think would I freeze their feet, melt
Or
the gate in
yeah,
front of them?
maybe I could suggest even, Chris, that you weren't aware of how versatile your powers
Mhm.
were
Yeah.
until he inspired you in some
Yeah.
way, and then you're like, "Oh, I guess I could do that," and then you did it,
Yeah.
right? Whatever that is,
like
throw a grappling net or something. Who knows, right? So
It's not always as simple as it seems. Sometimes you can adapt to situations and, do something you didn't think you could do before. And in this situation, it would be very, very beneficial if we could, freeze these guys to the ground.
Okay. Uh,
A net, some ice, something. What do you got?
yeah. So why don't we just marry the two? And it's a net, like just one of those like trapping nets that's just made of ice, and it's
Yeah,
just chilling.
like an ice net.
With
That
like
sounds
little
awesome.
bolas on the end, and it
Yeah.
just like captures them.
good. Okay,
Yeah,
do you
that's
want to
awesome.
toss another one out? That's a good connection. So
Sure.
Lance.
Yeah, so I get a help point on Lance. And we'll say that those muggers, their tongues got stuck to the ice net.
Because you double dog dared them. Is that it?
Exactly.
Okay.
They wanted to say something, but then they got stuck. So the next one I have is a relic. Let me pull up those relic questions. Crew relationships. For anybody, once in a moment of crisis, one of them tried to borrow your relic. What happened next? If you didn't like it, take a hurt point on him. If you thought they did right by your relic, take a help point.
Yeah, I think no takers on that one. What about this? One of them has more knowledge about your relic than you do. Ask them whether they're sharing it with you, and if so, take a help, and if not, take a hurt.
Mm.
So you have this arm cannon thing. Maybe one of them knows about it, and they may or may not share that with you. Like they know more about it than you do.
I don't think that really fits my character. So,
Okay.
or else I would.
Yeah. So let's see. The other one is to your mythos. One seems like the modern day version of the character who was supposed to own this relic. That doesn't make sense either. That doesn't seem to fit.
Well, we can go on if that's the case.
Mhm,
Nobody.
yeah. Pick
has
another one.
Last chance. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Go on to mission. Identity, increase relationships. Okay. I think the third one's most interesting. One of them thinks your mission is doomed to fail or must never be allowed to succeed. They don't have to tell you which. Ask them if they show it or hide it. If they show it, take a hurt point. If they hide it, take a help point.
So your mission is peace, right?
Yep. Everlasting peace.
I'll take that one. She definitely keeps sentiment to herself, but just the concept of like everlasting peace is it's very much naive, like in her own eyes.
So it's doomed to fail.
Yeah, but you're keeping
Yes.
it to yourself, so you can take a help with Greer.
Okay. And then the last one available is my personality. Relationships. I don't know enough of the players to necessarily pick it. I'll pick the second one and use the third one as a backup. One of them accepts you the way you are, maybe even likes your personality. Take a help point on them, or if this identifies more with somebody else, the personality of one of the players seems to be the exact opposite of yours, even if they don't have a theme for it. If it makes it easier for your personality to shine or for you to be yourself, take a help point. If it comes in conflict, take a hurt point. So her personality is I always want to be a good person.
I don't know what this is. I didn't do this for my character sheet. What are you doing right now?
At the end of every theme, right before the improvement section, there's a crew relationships. I think we did
Oh.
some of it, but maybe we didn't spend a lot of time on it last time.
I don't recall.
So you pick, so you look through your theme book, and at the end of each theme book, so you'll have 4 to look at, there is a crew relationship section, and the idea is to toss out ideas for how your characters might have interacted in the past or inform your first interaction or be something that has to do with future, but mostly it's a relationship builder.
I
So again,
see alternative risk MGT theme tags, the company van, catch overlooked details. I don't see anything about what you guys are talking about.
Sorry, it's in the rule book. So for example, we're on page 124 of the rule book right now, player's guide. So if you turn there, you'll see immediately what personality looks like. So this is the personality theme book, right? Each of the theme books are in the VTT as well under the journals tab. You can see all the theme books there. So and again, I've tried to put references into the game if you don't have the PDF, for example, that you can look at there. But I think you do. So you can look at page 124 and see crew relationships. When creating the relationships within your crew, you can cast the other crew members in one of the following scenarios after receiving their approval. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
kinda
we definitely didn't walk through this for mine, but that's okay.
Really?
We
I
can,
thought we did.
yeah, no.
Okay. Well, maybe we
No.
should do that right now because it's also useful.
We could we could do it another time because
Okay.
I do have a hard stop at 4.
Okay. No, yeah, we're gonna end it. The idea is to end at 3, but this is kind of like session 0 level
3,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that's 4 your time. Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So you can also hash some of these out in the Discord as well. So you can also build additional in there. So
Yeah.
you can do that.
That
I'm
sounds
down
good.
for doing that this week as well.
All right, good. All right. All right. So let's now actually do our opening monologue. Do we have a volunteer for that? I usually ask in advance on the Discord, but I had a busy week working on other stuff, so I didn't think to ask in the Discord to have anyone prepared. Anyone want to wing an opening monologue? Just a last time on City of Mist.
Oh. I'm still getting the hang of the group and the story, so I don't
Sure.
feel quite ready.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, the main idea is that you're kind of just doing highlights from the last session so that we're all kind of getting our minds into the game again. And we've done a lot of charactery stuff and stuff. But now it's time to get into what were we doing last week? So now where are we going to go? Oh, before we do that, hold on. One more thing. There is in your character sheet, I can't show it to you because the MC for some reason doesn't have access to it. But you have a new extra theme available to you called David Ally. So you can select that extra theme. I think it's right above your first theme on your character sheet. Above it, there's like a drop down. It's like, it's like a weird, like,
Yeah.
looks like it doesn't belong there. But you click that and you can activate that extra theme. This is David the Fates. He's not here today as well. He lives in Tel Aviv. So our thoughts and, our happy thoughts go his way for his safety of himself and his loved ones. While things are going crazy over in that side of the world. So he's not going to be able to make it today either, but this way he can participate. And so he's there. And this was my thought also over the next few weeks, all of you could make an extra theme that represents your character. So if you have to miss a session, we can activate that ally and you still play, but you're now playing as an extra. All right.
That's a good idea.
That lets you tap those extra themes that represent, for example, how David is going to help participate in your change the game or your attack or your investigation, etc. So you could tap those themes and they work just like a crew theme. They will burn each time you tap one of them. And when you use them all up, unless you have a downtime and then try to unburn some of those tags. Make sense?
Yeah.
So that is how David is going to play along with us today. All right, now opening monologue. Shanks, did you want to volunteer?
I can wing something, yeah.
Are you voluntold? Otherwise, I'll do it. It's fine. It's just so the bonus of writing something during the week will be I'll give you some juice. The bonus of doing a monologue is that you get an attention, and that's actually a game mechanic. When you do the opening monologue, your character will get an attention on your least attention theme, and you get to choose if there's a tie, which one you want it to go to. So the mechanics will actually do that when you run the monologue move. All right, would you like me to do it, or would you like to?
I can.
Okay. She's going for the attention, folks.
So last time on the City of Mist, the alternative risk management crew saw 2 new transfers into the department. Lance Belmont and Eleanor Wren. Okay. So what I was using for reference just crashed.
Uh-oh. Okay. So,
I can do it if you want.
yeah, go for it, dude.
All right. I'll do it from a narrative first person perspective, I think.
Yep.
So found myself being transferred into a new department that I'd never heard of. And when I arrived, I saw two people, one of whom I knew fairly well. We have lunch together. And another who I've seen in passing once or twice, and always struck me as a bit mysterious. With little time to process that move, we were all thrown into the midst of an ongoing case, a case involving mysterious deaths. All of them sharing common themes of heart failure and a certain singer and this faint hint of the bog and the swamp. Our job was to string these cases together, find out what was going on, and if we can, stop them. We deliberated a bit and talked about some events that occurred in the penthouse and a little bit of research into some chemical that we found there, and from there proceeded to the hospital where we met with the singer in question to ask her a few things about her potential presence at that penthouse. In that line of questioning, we learned that she was indeed in the penthouse at the time of the young lady's death. I don't remember names off the top of my head, so I apologize for that. And through that confession, we tied a third case to the strange and coincidental or perhaps uncoincidental meeting of this singer and a strange hooded figure that seems to appear and shortly thereafter cause some sort of a death. From there, we deliberated and plotted our next moves and decided that our course of action would be to attend this singer's next performance at a nearby theater showplace. And for that, we are preparing today.
Excellent. All right. So let's move right into that. Martha will be singing on stage, and Sammy will be sitting in his normal place in the corner by the bar, and Silas is the doorman. And let's put all of you on the map. If it matters where you are, oh, that didn't work. Then put yourself there. If it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to let you decide where on this blueprint.
I keep seeing the pop-up that I lack permission to update token like 4 times.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think I can move mine around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's weird. Maybe because, I don't know. I'll have to look at that. Okay. So we just got kind of this blueprint, so you kind of have an idea of the layout of this place. Most of this obviously could be theater of the mind as we play this out. So if it's important where you're going to be and what you want to do, I want you to think about and what is your intended goal and how do you plan to go about it. So Martha's singing right now. The audience is, of course, very involved in her song. She's singing some blues. She's got a very beautiful voice, and it's very evocative of deep emotions. If you're listening to the song, you definitely get the strong sense of, things happening stirring within you of, wow, that's touching, like you're watching a a movie that's got an emotional scene in it, that sort of thing. It gets kind of getting you involved. She seems to have a talent for that. All right, let's go a little bit around the board. Chris, you will have been brought on board. I'm just going to kind of catch you up real quick. You showed up at the office. You were introduced by an email as a part of the team. Lance knows you outside of the company. Has talked with you. You're a new hire and you've been hired directly into this department. It's the first time that's ever happened. The others have been in the company, which is a big conglomerate company. We're just calling umbrella company right now. And so you're in the insurance arm of that umbrella company and in a department that is an offshoot, typically left for the basement or someplace else. But right now you have some office space in a rundown tenement building. It's actually just around the corner, down the street from the washboard. So you've joined them just in time. You're like, we're headed to the washboard. You can meet us there. And so you guys go in, you get your tickets, and you find your way around inside the washboard. So this is actually the first crime scene you were made aware of, and is the oldest of the 3 that you've discovered so far. So I don't know if you've been able to catch up on any of the case file before coming to the washboard or not. It's up to you. And so think about what it is you want to get done here. Maybe you're going to kind of shadow somebody to get the lay or something else. Up to you.
Hmm.
So just jump in. Or...
Yeah. What would you like to do? Go for it.
Oh, Lance, it's so good that I get to follow you around on my first week in the job. Man, it's are these crime scenes always so lively? Seems kind of dead here.
That's a good question. This is only the first one I've seen personally.
Oh, do you never leave the office? I
Oh,
used to go out all the time, so
I've only been a part of this for a week myself, so I don't know much more than you do, actually.
oh man. So we're both new. Oh, wow. Well, it's a pleasure to be working with you. It's
Yeah.
clear to me at least that you're a good person.
Oh well, thank you for that observation. I'm glad I could come off as a decent person.
Only you knew.
Yeah.
Not many people would
You-
save a child that's being mugged on the street. So it was really humble of you.
Wait a minute, don't I know you from somewhere? You
Yeah.
you were there that night.
Yeah. How could you forget me? Like, of course. Yeah.
How could I forget you? I don't know. I have a lot on my mind lately, not the least of which is these cases.
Well, it's good to know someone else will stick up for a group of unprotected school-age children who are getting mugged in alleys.
Yeah, this
Very
what's the city coming to if nobody will do that?
uh, I'll say that it's not going well, particularly with this murder. Or is it a murder? Or well, it's heart failure, so can it really be murder? Seems
Well, without speaking too openly about what's going on, it may be tied to some of the things that you and I know about the city that others
probably
don't.
bad people.
Mm. All right, Lance looks a little distracted for a second and looks at his phone and just kind of sighs and says, "Yeah, there's potentially some bad people. I've got to send a message to somebody."
Oh, okay. Don't let me keep you.
And Lance busies himself with his phone for a minute.
Yep. All right, Eleanor, what are you going to do?
Can you quickly set the scene again one more time? I think I was.
Sure.
Because
So
it sounded
this
like
is
you said they were in the office, or we are at this bar.
you're
right
in the
here.
washboard. So that was your next
Right,
the
right.
next step you
Okay.
decided to take was to go visit one of the shows that
Hmm.
that Martha sings in, and so you've gone to the washboard. It's near the end of the week in the evening, and you have gone in, and so this is the washboard. The washboard is in a downtown brown brick building. The entrance is actually like leads down to the basement. And so the entrance is on the side of the building. It's got lots of signs and a big neon sign above saying the washboard, and then it's got a couple of glass, um, poster holders that show off Martha being the most soulful voice in downtown and that sort of thing. And there's this big guy at the door. There's some stanchions, with the ropes between them, and there's a line forming. And so you guys get in. Uh, Silas knows who you are, and so he lets you in. And he's obviously the doorman, so he lets you go down. You grab your tickets. The cloakroom would also be like the ticket area, I guess, or whatever. So this doesn't really have a ticket area, so that would be the kind of place where you maybe hand over your stuff. The bouncer lets you in if you meet the security requirements, but otherwise, there are some other people that will be near the bottom of the stairs that will take your ticket or have you go buy the tickets there. So so you go down into this area. It's a wide open bar, can seat about 200 people, or two bars actually, on either side of the room, and the stage across the other side of the room to the east. So lots of tables, people sitting at the bars, people sitting at the tables, and band up on stage doing jazz and the blues.
I think I'm not sure who's with me, but I'm just watching right now, and
Your whole
and
crew has gone together. Everyone is there.
okay.
So
Yeah, I'm just surveying the area and trying to see if I feel anything in the atmosphere that feels off or wrong. Is she singing currently?
yeah. Sure. So
Okay.
you're in
Yeah.
the middle of this song, and she's singing, and you tune in the fact that she's definitely got a way about her that taps into the emotions. So
Hmm.
when you pay attention to the song, I mean, if you're not, then it's just like music on the radio, right? But when you pay attention to her, she sings some lyrics that are meaningful to you. And, in one way or another, you can kind of, the same way you might identify with someone on this movie screen holding their dead brother crying over them or whatever, something like that. Something about this song can evoke those kind of emotions in you. And she's just singing. It doesn't seem like she's being specific about anything. Their songs are stories, um, blues songs, that sort of thing. And so she's definitely talking
Hmm.
about lost love, or lost the way in life, or various different kinds of songs that have something to do with kind of a bluesy environment. The audience is, generally speaking, paying very close attention and engaged with her music. She is definitely a very, very talented singer.
Hmm.
Okay. So you're kind of just getting a survey. You're kind of watching people, watching her, watching people, watching the band,
Yes,
watching
exactly.
Sammy, kind of keeping an eye on everybody, sort of taking in information. Okay. All right.
Hmm.
So it sounds like you're setting yourself up for an investigate role in a little bit. Greer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So be thinking about that. All right,
Hmm.
Greer, go ahead. What are you doing? What's your goal?
I think Greer is in a similar place, but she might find herself kind of like keeping the the new guy like sort of like in the corner of her eye.
You're watching
Um,
Megan, right?
yes, like like keeping Megan in mind, but still kind of just looking at the crowd. She's been here before.
Mhm.
Like there, if something like significant comes around, then it does. Yeah, other than that, she's also kind of just kind of intentionally trying to like not focus on the music all that
Mhm.
much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, good. And so then, Lance, aside from your distraction, what
Yep.
would you like to do?
Question: would they allow us backstage at all, or do we not know them well enough here?
You may have brought that up with the others, and the others have been allowed backstage, but not during the show, right?
Yeah.
Like you might be able to go backstage because what Sammy has made it clear to your crew
Mhm.
that he does not want his club associated with death, people dying at his club. That's not cool, right? Not good for business.
Right.
So he wants you to figure this out and get this behind them. Like, don't keep drudging it up. Let's get it solved and get it done.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's right over yonder, right there.
Okay. I think I would like to try to ply him a little bit to see if he would let me stand, kind of. If I can ping it. I don't know. How do you ping on BTT?
Hold your left button.
Hold that. Okay, just like Roll20. If he would let me stand, like, basically back here so that I'm in the way of the back door. In case somebody tries to get in.
Okay. Yeah,
You know,
between
this general
sets,
area.
you can talk to him and he will allow that. So you can be back
Okay.
there now, and you can even have, if Megan is going to hang out with you, Megan can go too. And then Martha
All
will
right.
come and do the next set. She takes a quick break, and then comes back and does another set. That kind
All
of
right,
thing.
and then I'll explain to Megan on the way. I'll just basically tell her, hey, so a part of what happened here was that there was an assault, some kind of an attack, and a person broke in through the back door and attempted to attack Martha in her dressing room. So, very similar circumstances to what we're seeing tonight. I think she was on stage and doing a performance, and things happened. And shortly thereafter, there was another death. So. We could go back there, got permission to do so, and just kind of stand in the way of the back door in case somebody tries to get in.
Oh, of course. And is that normally what we do as insurance investigators? Is we do bodyguard doors?
Well, I think we do now. They did send me down here, and I'm a bit of a security expert, so that's what my mind tells me we should be doing.
Hey,
Security.
Oh, what? Where did that come from? Yeah. Yeah, I'm all about that, Lance. I don't want anybody else to die, but it seems like an odd thing
Yeah.
to ask us to do. But yeah, nobody else dies tonight. That's for sure.
Great, perfect. Got any more of those energy drinks?
Oh yeah. She'll pull out a small bottle that she keeps in her, like, I guess, her purse. And we'll say it's a messenger bag. So that
Imagine it must be like 10 bottles. They're like little
Oh,
5-hour
yeah.
energy drink kind of
Oh,
things.
that'd be
Those
perfect.
they're double. They're
little
double
shots.
the size. And they look like kind of Duracell battery shaped, and they have like little markers on it, like lines of how much you've drank. So here,
Nice.
great. I only recommend having maybe like 1/10. It's very efficient.
Yeah.
And especially if
All
you've
right.
never had them before. I've only had 2 today.
I've,
The last night.
I go through pots of coffee frequently, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, good luck.
Well, let's post ourselves back here and move between sets to one of these doors, and I'll point out on the left there. That's where the assailant is said to have came in and left, or left, and then point towards the north direction on the map. And
Towards the elevator.
yeah, and say that is in that general direction is where Martha's dressing room is. But unless the assailant comes in from the dining room area, this should be the path that they take.
Do we know
Uh,
anything about the assailant? Like,
all we
male,
know is
female?
that they wear a black hoodie and kind of hard to see. Believe we realized at one point that the person is bald in the midst of an altercation. But aside from that, there's a lot of mystery.
Face
Can I
tattoos, black
Face
hoodie,
tattoos. Yeah,
can I try
smells
to
of machine oil.
that's right. Machine oil. Yeah.
I want to take out my phone and try to inspect the door to see if there's, or that area, see if there's like maybe if there was a black hoodie, maybe there's fabric that's left behind that got cut.
Okay,
I
so
don't
you're gonna
know.
go up the stairs to the back door or anything like that?
Oh, is it stairs? Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
towards the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll stay in this general area, but I'm not going to let her out of my sight, so I'll just kind of be down here.
Okay, yeah. So those go straight up to the back door. It's like an emergency exit kind of thing, but they use it to take out trash and stuff. It goes to the back alley.
Okay. And if I like examine this hallway, like with my the light
Mhm.
on my phone, I'm trying to find if maybe there's anything that matches the, I guess, the linen or material of this black hoodie.
Yeah. So when this person was here last was when they assaulted Martha in Martha's dressing room. This
Oh, okay.
person. So the first instance was on stage after the show. The place was empty except for Darnell Fox and Martha. And she was trying to console him or something and was singing to him a little bit, And then this guy busted in through onto the stage and interrupted her. And suddenly Darnell Fox fell over dead. And she screamed. And that's when Cyrus and Sammy came running, and the dude ran. And he ran out up the stairs and disappeared. The second time that he was here, he came into Martha's dressing room while she was there before the show. They struggled. No one else was around. They struggled, and he had a gun. She managed to wrestle it away from him or otherwise make it go off, and didn't shoot her, but he grabbed his side and then ran. So she assumes that he got shot. And so you might be able to find a blood stain. So maybe there's a little drop of blood. It looked like it was maybe just some stuff that dripped out of one of the garbage bags that they were taking upstairs. But to you, it looks a little different. So maybe that's a drop of blood.
Okay. She'll do I just describe narratively like how I would collect the blood
Yeah,
sample?
yeah. If you just want to try to collect it and maybe send it off or give it to the police or something, you're not really crime investigators, but this definitely you have a directive to understand what's going on and what the true cause of death was from the company. That's kind of your
Well, could I, instead of sending it off to a crime lab, could I invoke my mythos to use a device like a spectrometer or a centrifuge or something
Mhm.
like that in order to do my own analyses?
Sure. Yeah, that would be an
Uh,
investigate roll. Whenever you're trying to gather information, you roll investigate.
Cool. So I'm trying to her phone turns into a little bit of a different device because this will be essentially what her buster is, since she's always on her phone. So for the tags, turn into any device, zero in on the right target.
Okay.
And there anything else here that fits? Does versatile fit?
Sure.
Okay. And is it dark? Is it nighttime or is it daytime?
It's nighttime.
Would I use the weakness, not enough light?
Yeah, because I'll invoke it if you don't.
Yeah, great. I'll take attention
Mhm.
when I can get it. Okay, so let me lock it. Core moves, investigate. So turn into any device, 0 versatile, not enough light. And then execute. Don't burn.
And then there you go. Now you can roll it. All right. So now you're going to get 2 clues, and I can give you half truths or fuzzy, incomplete answers.
Okay. So I have the blood of this individual. Are there any chemicals or substances that would be in the blood that's in this blood?
I don't understand your question.
So, like, does this person have like cocaine, or do
Are
they
there
have
any
some other
drug
kind
things?
of something that would exist in the blood? Like,
You
I
find
don't
no
know,
traces of any kind of um, substance
that is
that isn't
abnormal.
natural, that isn't
Okay.
normal.
Okay. All right. I guess unless somebody has an idea, I'll bank the clue on the blood because it
Mm.
seems like it's harder
Yeah.
to.
I mean, so one question, I'll help you through this so you guys everyone can kind of learn better how I think investigates work. And
Mhm.
that is, you can just say, whose blood is this?
Oh, that direct. Okay.
Oh yeah, you could do that. And then I'll give you a fuzzy answer,
Sure.
or because you rolled less than optimal. But if you rolled 10 or above, I might have to tell you who that is, right?
Got it. Okay. I
Or
didn't
give
think
you a
of that.
solid lead. Yeah, no,
Uh,
that's the way this works. It's totally just like
so
that.
whose blood is this?
You don't see any obvious matches with public source stuff because you don't have access to police stuff. But if you encounter the person, you'll know it's them.
So
Like
suddenly it'll be like,
you have a fingerprint, right?
great.
And now you can, so you'll know when that person is near you. Like if you're looking,
Mhm.
that's your fuzzy answer.
Got it. No, I appreciate that. I'll return to Lance. Oh man.
You,
Well,
you know the identity of who owns that blood. You just don't know who it is.
Mm.
Lance, great news.
Interesting.
I know the identity of who did it.
Like you
But
know who it
only
is.
when I see them.
You have the unique DNA fingerprint of that person now, but you don't have a way to match it up to who it really is because what you have access to can't do that.
Interesting.
Now, all we need is a blood database to run this sample through, and then we'll find whoever did this attack. Now,
Okay.
If
Are
they're
we in
the
the scene
database.
with you, or are you guys off somewhere else? Sorry.
They're just at the stairs. This is all the same scene, so it can be.
Oh.
I was getting ready to come around the table to you, as a matter of fact, because on my screen you're next in line. So
Oh, okay. I was just
tell
wondering
me,
if I was with them.
you're not with them. You are kind
Okay.
of scanning the crowd, listening to Martha, looking at the employees and the staff. And
Mhm.
there are certain parts of the songs where even the staff stops and it's
Mm.
kind of taken in by the song. They listen to it and then they go about, finishing mixing the drink or taking it over to the table or whatever. So she definitely is a very moving artist.
Okay.
Would you like to roll and investigate and ask a question? Do you have questions in mind that you want to know?
I don't have anything in mind. If I'm just getting that she's just singing, I'm not sure what to ask.
you can join Lance and I.
I think. Sure. I don't want to seem too. I want to be inconspicuous, though.
It's fine.
I did
I'm
dress up.
conspicuous
I
enough
did
to-
dress up, by the way, so I do look like I should be part of this club.
Nice.
I remember I wrote down my notes. Dress up.
I loosened my
I did.
tie and unbuttoned my collar, so I fit right into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are people who are dressed in various ways. None of them are casual. But certainly just like dressy casual all the way up to, full suits and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
the so you're trying not to be noticed while you're
Well, I mean, I can walk through, I guess, conspicuously, but I don't know what they're doing by the stairs. And just in general, our investigating here, I want to be conspicuous. Inconspicuous, sorry.
okay. I was like,
I want to be
all right.
noticed.
You're like tasting everyone's
Sorry.
food, drinking their drinks. What's in
Yeah,
here?
picking it. Oh, that looks good. I'm new here.
Wearing a big hat, standing in the corner.
Rub your
Yeah.
finger across somebody's like margarita salt rim as you walk on.
Oh
Ooh,
god.
salty.
Okay. So, one thing that you do notice is that Martha, because you've seen her this way before, but she definitely does appear to be drinking. She has a drink with her on stage. She probably started before the show did. She's not at all falling down drunk. She handles her liquor pretty well, but you can tell that
Okay.
she is definitely and
She's getting up
perhaps
there.
that's part of perhaps that's part of how she maybe gets to her most soulful self.
That's very.
She seems to always be drunk, and all the times you've only seen her once before at the hospital, and even then she was still a little bit
I could smell it on her. She kind of reeked, actually.
so so definitely. So you do see her make eye contact with you at some point. You're not sure if she can see you because of the stage lights. But there are some lights on down here because people still have to operate in the main, in the house to be able to deliver drinks and stuff like that. So there's very dim lighting out here. But it looks like she made eye contact with you. Maybe that was your imagination and she's just looking out into different parts of the audience while she's singing. But it looked like she made eye contact with you.
I want to. Well, I'm going to nod at her, kind of like in recognition. I'm not sure if she sees me, but I'm just going to still nod. I'm going
Okay.
to use my intuitiveness just in this room and I don't know if this would make any sense, but I want to use logical deduction about what's going on in here.
Okay.
And this was a previous crime scene, so I want to use crime scene investigation to see if there's anything that was perhaps missed in the room that previous investigators didn't get or catch.
Okay.
And also, there's one called "When I See It, I'll Know." So if there's anything in this room that, it's on the tip of my tongue, but when I see it, I'll know.
Mhm.
So those are the 3 tags. I'm trying to find any other details that may have been missed.
Good. Okay. Go ahead and roll your investigate with those tags then.
Okay.
And anything else?
Do you have a cap? You have a cap at 3 or 4?
I don't.
Okay.
I
You
just
could
don't
tell
want
me,
you to. I don't want you to tag spam.
of course, but I don't want to be caught off. I was gonna say never caught off guard, because if there's some type of if there's like some type of intrusion that's gonna come my way, I want to be ready for that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to investigate. Oh, okay, there we go.
Oh, it actually
Okay.
gave me the option to use the help.
Yeah, so
that I
you can
have.
toss in and help if you want, but you're kind of not right by here, so
Yeah,
that would be
yeah.
helpful.
I'm not just in one place. I am kind of like,
Yeah,
I'm trying to be casual
moseying
about it,
around.
walking
Yep.
or yeah.
But
Probably
I'm
have a
guessing
drink in
then
my
you're
hand.
obviously not going to be on stage
No,
during.
of course
Yeah,
not.
yeah. So I'm
No.
going to go ahead and take crime scene investigation off
Is
because
that
it
because the crime scene was
was
on the
actually on
stage?
stage and then the
Mm.
assault
Oh,
was backstage. I'm going to take that one off, but that's it, and only
sure.
because of that. When I see it, I'll know that's good. Never caught off guard, and logical deduction, and then always gets into trouble sounds really good. I think you might gain the attention of someone you shouldn't. So let's try that. Oops, I just did approve all. Oh well, that's fine.
What's going on? Okay.
Okay, so with all those tags, including the one I said I wasn't going to give you, you made it, and you get 3 questions that you can ask. What would you like to know?
Please, it has to be a question.
Versus
Right.
I would say generally it would have to be a question because I have to give you an answer, and I would probably caution you against yes or no unless, like, if open-ended questions might get you more details. Um,
I have an open-ended statement, that's why. But
an
if you,
open,
I'm trying to
like,
see if I can.
go ahead.
Please tell me everything in this room that hasn't been noticed before by other investigators. That's what I was going to say. Because I don't want to say, is there anything in this room that someone may have missed? You could
So
just
then
be
you
like,
could
yeah,
say, what do I find in this room that others may have missed?
good question. Thank you.
There you go.
What in this room do I find that others may have missed?
All right. So while you're walking around, you're kind of walking over here, standing by this, walking over here,
Hmm.
standing by that, listening to see if people are talking at the table about anything, going into the back, hanging out. So you're kind of all over the place, just kind of moseying around. Um,
Yeah.
you will have picked up on Sammy. So while you're over on that north side of the room over there, by where
Hmm.
Sammy is sitting, you'll have caught a glance of the books that he has in front of him at the table. And he's kind of going over receipts of the day and receipts of the week and stuff like that. And you notice in his book um, that this place is being used for a little bit more than um, a jazz club.
Okay.
And you pick up on the fact that there's probably maybe a little bootlegging, a little illegal gambling,
Hmm.
maybe even some fencing. There's a lot of cash transactions. Um, so you kind of
Okay.
figured that much out, right? And then
Okay.
it looks like Sammy is really banking on Martha helping the, like, if Martha hits it big, that could be really good for the washboard, right? It could
Hmm.
be it could be something that lifts it up metaphorically out of the basement, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty much what you'll see from that. Is there
Okay.
anything else you want to know?
Mm, I'm thinking. Let's see. Open-ended. Does anybody in the room seem entranced or behave oddly during or after Martha's singing? Or are
Tonight,
there any?
yeah, tonight, no. No, I mean, aside from, there are definitely parts of her show that are very emotional. And several people are, you catch them wiping a tear from their eye, or, just kind of hanging their head down like they're really taking in the song, and kind of swaying a little bit. And, like you might find at a a big ticket concert with Il Divo or something, right? Something it's where they sing emotional songs about their mother or something like that, and it catches people up, right? So she's definitely singing songs like that.
Hmm. Are there any local rumors or anything like that surrounding Martha's voice? Or I don't know if that's the one I want to ask. Okay. My last question is what connection could there be between the victims, the ones that had the heart failure? What connection between the victims what made them susceptible to Martha's powers?
Okay. So assuming Martha has powers,
Yes.
what made these people susceptible?
What connection could there be between them that made them susceptible?
While you're thinking about it, all of the victims had some deep pain, deep sorrow.
Mhm.
So if her powers could tap into that, assuming she has powers, if she could tap into that,
Yeah.
that might be enough to cause a broken heart, and literal broken heart.
Okay. Yeah. So those are my questions.
Good. Okay.
Mhm.
So the way I do it, just so that new players know, when the clues come up, I just delete them as you ask them. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to type out your question, and I'm not going to type out the answer. Take notes
Gotcha.
in your own way.
Yep. Mhm.
Because I think that just slows down the game, and I want to keep the vocal part going, and I can't type and talk at the same time. Nor can I chew bubblegum and walk. All right, so
Ooh.
now Shanks, I think that puts you up. What would
All
you like to
right.
do?
I think that like as Lance and Megan leave the main room, Greer's going to kind of walk over to the bar. Is there like a bartender back here, or
Sure,
is it
there's a
like
couple of them. Yeah, yep.
okay? Then I think she's just going to like take a seat and kind of pick like pick a random one, I suppose, and just start making small talk with the final goal of like trying to get a bit of I guess ambient information about Martha through someone that works here and listens to her every night.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Mostly it's kind of, I suppose, like anything different than usual. Like if there were any particular instances other than the obvious that she's been a little bit weird and like the circumstances behind that. Um, let's see, like I also think maybe getting an idea of what her sets consist of music-wise.
Okay. So I don't think there's a need to roll on this. There's nothing particularly deep about what you're going to find, other than, yeah, these guys listen to her all the time. She's super talented. Sometimes she sings some of the same songs, and sometimes it seems like she's, making up a new song, or she's, that they haven't heard before. So whether she's making it up on the spot, or whether it's she's been practicing, or she just has this, this long list, playlist that she can pull from, and she kind of just reads the crowd and grabs new songs sometimes. But she's definitely very good at, it's not like, you're just going to listen to the same 12 songs every night. That's one thing they notice, that it's not the same show each and every night. It's always interesting in that way. So people can come back and get kind of a whole new experience with the same voice. All right. So your investigations then get you to the end of the show, and Martha, takes her bows and waves to the crowd and all that stuff, and then she exits off stage, and she'll end up back up in her dressing room. The crowd house lights come up brighter, just making all the red motif even brighter than it was. And so everyone is kind of getting up from their seats, they're settling up their bills, they're and kind of heading out. So the place is beginning to empty. Anyone want to take the spotlight? Otherwise, I'll go around and ask.
Is there any other? Who is in? Is there anyone who's next to me? Greer, or you guys still at the stairs?
Yeah, we're
Just
still at the stairs.
Just Lance and Megan are at the stairs at the backstage already. So you hear the audience clap and stand up and cheer and all that stuff. And then Martha, eventually you see her come out into the hallway and just kind of beeline it right for her own dressing room. And some more activity comes up backstage as some of the band members are coming back through, and they're going into their dressing room and so on. So you can get some of the activity backstage is picking up.
I'll go to Greer.
Okay.
Is there anything else that we need to be looking for here?
Greer thinks on it for a second. I'm not sure.
There's something I did notice one thing though. I mean, I don't know if it's strange or not. The Cyrus, the bouncer, his book where he keeps all like the financial information.
Oh, that'd be Sammy. Sammy. Yeah.
Sammy.
Cyrus.
Sammy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Sammy. He has this, the books, and it shows that they dabble in more than just this jazz club, which I'm not surprised by, but I don't know if that really answers our questions about, our current investigation. But
mostly that was the explanation we kind of had for why there wasn't any recording of the incident. There's
they were asking about what can we see the CCTV of what happened, and there's like, oh, we don't have cameras here.
Well, Greer, I know that. I mean that makes sense. I'm not surprised that they have dealings, like, backwater dealings underground. But I don't know if that makes me more suspicious of them per se. I'm still at the same level. There's a lot of businesses like that, but people aren't dying. So
the shadiness of it makes me think that as far as the people working at the washboard go, it's probably no one here
Mm.
that's involved. Otherwise, it's bringing too much attention to an otherwise very low down place.
Yeah, and I would imagine they don't want any unneeded attention, of course.
The only one that wouldn't be particularly affected by undue attention might be Martha.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Things to think about.
Yeah, well, now that the lights are up and everybody's leaving, it probably would be quite strange if we stuck around. Unless you can come up with a good reason, I don't know.
Fair. We might want to keep tabs on the whole of the group. I've made the mistake of letting someone walk off, and that was a whole situation.
Yeah, I'll check in with him, but we're all adults, so you know what I mean.
Meanwhile, the camera cuts over toward the stairs and backstage. What's Megan and Lance doing?
Lance is just kind of keeping an eye on Megan and the stairs in general. Maybe glancing towards the other end, towards the elevator as well, every now and then. Just
Okay.
trying to keep Megan in line of sight. That's all.
Megan, are you coming back down off the stairs? Are you staying there, or what?
Yeah,
what do
I
you-
imagine that now that the singing is done,
Mhm.
I'll come down to Lance. Oh, Lance, does this mean we can talk to her now?
Well, I mean, I suppose we could knock on her door and see if she's
Great,
decent.
let's
But
do it.
all right, well, if you'd like,
Fantastic. Let's go.
I think it's just down this way, and I'll kind of guide her towards the place where the dressing room is at.
I'll do the typical 3 knocks, 2 knocks, 3 knocks.
Okay, so as you guys are heading down, I'm gonna pull you over into the hallway here. As you're heading down the hallway, there is a banging sound from the top of the stairs at the back door.
Mm.
Oh,
See, the dog is even upset about it.
Apologies.
oh wait.
So,
I didn't realize. Who's
so
knocking
there
over
is
the
a big bang there, and coming running down the stairs is a bunch of bikers, and they come busting down through the bottom of the stairs and kind of are heading down toward the hall. They see you, and they're like, "Is that them?" "Yeah, I think that's them."
Uh-oh.
Are they talking about us? Yeah, we're the insurance firm.
And I was like, "I don't know, maybe not." And so then they come out onto the stage, and at that point they go, "No, that's them." All right, so these guys start busting out just all manner of like little weapons and things like that. You notice that they have, for their biker motif, they have kind of like all of their bike helmets that they're still wearing all have horns, right? Like Vikings. And they whip out their chains, and so they've got all these different weapons that they, typical biker gang kind of weapons. And so they begin to move in. They actually they kind of take this star formation as they begin to approach. They jump down off the stage, and they begin to zero in on Greer and David especially.
All right. I think immediately, like, did the "that's them" kind of like go across the room? I guess.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They were loud about it. They don't.
Oh
particularly
yeah,
care.
no. Greer immediately changing her face, like with the sort of portrait. That's her general look right now. She's like she immediately turns into like let's see, just like a random sort of like hipster, a hipster guy, like short, red crew cut,
Not
like a
me.
lot. Oh yeah, no, like as quickly as she can physically do it, just as different as she could possibly make herself kind of look. I think with the clothes it'd be a woman, but
Okay.
yeah. That's her immediate like reaction to that.
Yep. All right. You try to chameleon into not you, so that they. However, doesn't one of your tags say something like?
For that particular one, it's that my voice does not change.
I thought it was like, I'm going to be who you want me to be, or something like that. Read my story.
Like
No.
that's kind of the idea. In this case, she becomes what she needs to be, and like usually in the context of social stuff, but here it's protection. Or if we want to make that potentially a weakness tag.
No. It does. No, but I
Yeah.
think it just would be interesting in the moment that you're trying to look like someone else, but you're fighting the power of trying to be more like what they want, right? Because isn't that kind of the nature of
Fair enough.
Galatea? Yeah. So let's just say let's do a change the game and let you grab a couple of tags that involve that, and then your tag might be something like I'm not the droid you're looking for. Something like that. I don't know. You decide.
All right.
All right, so you do that. While she rolls that, let's see. So you will probably notice that right away, Eleanor, that Greer suddenly starts looking like someone else. She quickly starts to, like, her visage changes. What do you do?
Greer, you okay?
Well, you've got seconds now. You've got these bikers clearly covered in body armor and having kind of like, they have axes, they have chains, they have guns. So they all have they also appear to be like organized. Like, these aren't just chaotic biker gang that are just here to cause mayhem. They probably, the way they're moving, like just even the way they walk, betrays the fact that they're like spec ops trained.
And they're coming at us, or we just see
They-
them approaching?
They jumped off the stage and they're clearly forming an attack formation, and they're moving toward David and Greer, and you're right in the middle of them.
David and Greer.
So David is the other member of the crew that hasn't been here because he's not able to play right now, but he's the Fates. So his character's, I put him his token right behind you.
I'm waiting to see what they're going to do.
Okay, Greer, roll and see.
I have a quick bathroom break. 1 second.
Oh boy.
Sure.
That's about right.
Yeah, I would say that you end up like, you rubber band back and forth and then just snap back into your most Greer look ever. And so as a matter of fact, you also, what you try to look like, here's your failure. You end up looking like the other guy that was with you on your crew before they were called back. So that would be like the security guy, the trained soldier that had a van full of weapons. That guy.
God, there was Orin.
Yes, that's who. Orin. So
Okay.
you become Orin, which is also red-haired, short red hair. But turns out that you're now Orin in a nice outfit that's not male gendered. But you
Friggin'
know,
like it's like a skirt suit or something.
exactly right, exactly. And so he's like, you have the total face of Orin, and the bikers are like, two birds with one stone. Perfect. All right, so they begin to move in. They are clearly on a mission, and they have they whip out their guns and prepare to fire. Sammy dives underneath the table with some appropriate explicatives, and then he reaches back up on the table and pulls all the books down and the cash. Make sure that they're down with him. All right. You guys saw these guys jump out on stage. What do you guys do backstage? So to be clear, since this is, I think, the first time most of you have had a combat in this game, there is no initiative. I will be trying to watch for people who haven't had a move yet. But the way City of Mist works is you take the spotlight, and then I usually respond, and I then probably give the spotlight to the next person. At any time, you can steal the spotlight to help that person who had the spotlight before, right? So if you have a way in the fiction, in your theater of the mind, we're using tokens on here. We're not measuring distance, but we're using tokens kind of to get a general sense of who is roughly where. This large token on the map that represents the Valhalla boys, that is a group of people. So they're not going to be clustered together the whole time. They're on the map showing that they're in this room. They may chase you in another room or split up. Who knows? But that's basically, they seem to be working as a unit here as well. So that's why they are together. So they are what is called a collective in the City of Mist game terms. So they are functioning as a collective, and they will make moves together, generally speaking. So you need to tell me what you want to do. And there, like I said, no initiative. The initiative is on the player's side, where you go, I want to, hey, if I'm going to do this, right? And then someone else can say, okay, well, before you do that, I'm going to do this to help you, or that sort of thing, right? So otherwise, someone should go. So they are aiming weapons at Greer, and by association, they're aiming at Eleanor as well. And it looks like they've got shotguns and what appear to be probably MNP5 automatic submachine guns. They've got these fancy weapons in addition to chains and axes and their horned helmets.
Well, I would say that this is my cue to do something.
Okay.
So I would like to. It's probably going to be a go toe to toe. But essentially, I want to use my mobility to put myself between them and the other three, and prepare the shield to stand defensively against anything that they might try to shoot at us.
All right. So for right now, I'm going to throw you somewhere out here in the middle. Like you're going to jump off and slide in front of them. You've got the shield up and whatnot. All right. Very good. So go toe to toe would be if you're trying to inflict harm on them. Otherwise, you're just acting defensively. So you can, if you want, do as a move, you could do a change the game to create tags that will apply to you or others. If that's something you want to do. Otherwise, you certainly can just jump in the way. And if you're not making an offensive move, then you can certainly do that.
Maybe change the game, something to kind of be an obstacle to them.
So you're going to try to create some advantages for your side. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yep.
So let's see what I could apply to this.
All right. So Megan, you
I'm
be
back.
thinking about
I'm
what you're
back, by the
gonna
way.
do. Yep. Okay. Maya, they definitely have leveled shotguns and machine guns your direction. And so Lance has just leapt off the stage to stand between you guys. And
Mhm.
he has a golden shield that has come out of nowhere, and he's holding it up to help protect you from incoming fire.
Wanted to
Um,
use a help point because it prompted me.
yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
In
Super.
order to help Lance. I see that he's
How are you
coming up.
helping?
So I see. What does your shield look like? Just
It looks like essentially, you know, an old style knight's shield, kind of like a
A kite shield, kind of maybe.
kite shield. Yeah, yeah. Heater shield is what I call it technically.
so. I'm thinking I will throw an energy drink at your shield, and it splashes,
Cool.
making kind of this like blue kind of aura of plasma energy, essentially.
Okay.
Mhm.
Just
It's also kind of
extending.
sticky, a little bit messy to clean up, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's all the extra sugar.
And then
All
I'll throw
right.
out your side on there too. That would be kind of symbolic of
That's a lot of acid.
purely defensive maneuver in case they target somebody that I'd be able to jump in quick and make sure that they in particular are protected.
Okay. And that's a crispy tag. Why is that?
I think I might have just clicked the button because I was.
Oh, okay.
But I think that could be crispy because it kind of only applies when somebody's under threat.
Okay. It just means it burns it and you can't use it again.
Oh, really? Okay,
Crispy
I might
tags
have
are. So
misunderstood the meaning
undo
of
the
it then.
crispiness. Yep.
Yeah.
If it's a regular tag on your character sheet, none of those
Yeah.
are crispy.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I think I was just clicking buttons.
So when you do a move like this and you create tags, those will be crispy. Unless
Gotcha.
you spend a juice to make them last longer.
Okay, I see.
All
I
right.
gotcha.
So Ellie is also helping. How are you doing that?
Yeah. How? Well, I'm an ultimate. I have like the ultimate fighter tags and summon. I'm like a
Athena.
fighter as well, so that's just
Okay.
unless you mean, do you want like narratively speaking, or you want me to actually roll?
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Narratively, what is it are you
Okay.
talking about that you're doing in this moment to give him that tag boost to his roll?
Oh,
He's trying to train
Okay,
you
so I just
against
walked in. I just came back from the bathroom. So the scene, you're in front of me, Lance.
So Lance came
Yeah.
from backstage, jumped off the stage, and slid into position right in the way of any coming gunfire. And a shield comes up almost out of nowhere. It's a big knight's shield, and he brings that up, and he looks like he's ready, right? So he's like, "Do you have any nice soliloquy or statement you're going to make when you do that?"
Probably not in this situation. It's too much under pressure. But even Lance might say something like, "Stay behind me. These hooligans will not be a threat to us."
Oh, hooligans! Bringing out the tough words,
Yeah,
the fighting words.
Wow,
exactly.
we're gonna go to fisticuffs.
I took the
Right.
crispy things
I guess
off.
I can.
Where
I guess I can help by giving him an encouraging word. Maybe. You got this, bro.
You got this, bro.
I'll take it.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
Can we not? Can we not talk to them? I want to know why. Why are they
You
alerted
can.
by us? What did we do? I do want to know that. I don't want to. If I can talk to them,
Okay.
that's what I would do.
All right. So Lance, I want to
Yeah.
know where the shield bash came from. Where is
I
that?
clicked that accidentally. That doesn't need to be there.
Oh. Okay.
I was trying to remove the crispy stuff, so
Oh, yep.
it's good
All right.
now.
All right. So okay. So it's not a bash because you're just holding a shield up. All right.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not going to hit anybody yet. I'm just taking a defensive posture.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yes,
Looks like
go
we're
ahead.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
it's pretty good.
So you get 4 juice, and then you can see the
Nice.
check boxes.
Yeah.
So 4 juice could become 4 tags. Unless you want to do, because you roll a 12, you actually can hide the effect. You can prolong the effect. You can scale up the effect. Like I'm going to protect all 3 of those people behind me, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a
Yeah.
scale up, right? So you can create a tag and then scale it up. And
So I
then,
would
for example, that would take 2 of your 4 juice to create a tag.
right.
And then
Yep.
those people could use that tag like if they have to face danger because you're
Yeah.
in the way blocking bullets, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's what I was thinking as well. Create a story tag. We could
Can you
call it
remove their
something.
body?
What's
Can you
that?
remove their body armor?
Oh, I don't think I could
So
do that from a
there's nothing
defensive posture.
narratively about what he did that does that. And I think
Yeah.
it would be pretty tough to remove someone's body armor
Got it.
anyway.
Yeah.
I wish I could.
But if you could like magically unsummon body armor, like
Yeah.
proof you don't have it anymore, I would go with that, right?
Yep.
That's how you could change the game that way if you had an ability to let you do such things, for example. Okay.
Okay. So I think what I'll do is I'll create a story tag. We'll call it, something like bulletproof or something like that. Just to signify that I'm protecting them from being shot.
Okay. So you can
or
put,
otherwise assaulted.
Yeah. You can put bulletproof and then just make a note that it's y'all know who it is. Use 2 juice
Mhm.
for that. So
Yep.
you're gonna protect Greer and Ellie and Daniel.
Right.
Okay.
And
So
then
go ahead and create that story tag. And you can add it to
alright.
the scene if you want. I think you have the ability to do that.
Yeah, it looks like I do.
And then and now if you use another juice, you can prolong the effect, which means that it's more than just one time. They can tap that later, right?
Okay. So I have so I use 2 juice to create it, and then, or was it 1 juice to create and 2 to scale it up, and a
Right.
second one to scale it up? Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. And so then you can make it last more than one time. Like it's a crispy tag, right?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah. I'll
use
do
it.
that as well.
So prolong the effect, right?
Yep. Prolong the effect.
And then you can make a second story tag if you want. That has to do with whatever the fiction is that you're trying to do
Yeah.
here. Like another advantage, but that'll be a crispy one and only used by, one person.
Okay.
Ooh, since I gave you energy, maybe it reflects shots.
Yeah, that could work. I was thinking that I could create another story tag that covers your movement somehow. Like if you want to come out from behind the stage and
Well, I think he had to come out on stage. I moved him out there because in order to throw at your shield,
right,
he had
yeah.
to be out there.
Yeah, but like maybe something that would cover your movement if you want to, get somewhere safer.
Or, well, then if it covers my movement, maybe your shield is distracting because they're alert. So maybe it reduces their alertness because now they're like confused by it.
That's
Oh
the other thing
yeah,
you can do
that's
is you can reduce their status by 1. So you have that last juice. You can take their status down from alert 4 down 1.
Essentially have an EDM.
Like maybe it's
constant.
shining at him or something, right?
yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of distracting them, so So
do
yeah,
you
I'll just
wanna
create a second story tag that's gonna be the one-time use tag.
Okay. And then someone
Call
can
it
use that because they're distracted. Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
They're
Perfect.
kind of focused on me, so that's what's going on with that one. And
So now
then-
the story tags he created should be down at the bottom right-hand corner of your character sheet, right?
I clicked it.
I see him.
So you can tap those when they apply to you.
Okay. Gotcha. I click things. So
That's good. Okay. All right. So very good. They then are going to overwhelm you with suppression fire.
all right.
Okay. They come shotguns firing and machine guns are going off. All right. So with that kind of attack, they are actually not aiming at you. You're getting in the way. They're aiming,
Mhm.
ironically, across the room at the bar where
Yeah.
Daniel and Greer are standing. And then again, by association, by proximity, Eleanor as well. So I'm making the hard move. You're wanting to talk to them. So you're like, but then they just open fire. And so Lance is up there catching as much as he can. I'm going to apply a gunshot 4 to all of you, but you need to face danger. So
Okay.
Lance, you're not in the way of this. They're aiming at them. You're getting in the way, so you don't need to face danger. But I want Greer, Eleanor, and by extension, Daniel will be covered by however you're affected. And so you're looking at doing a face danger and use all the tags, including the ones that he presented for you. And you need to roll a face danger. If you roll well enough, you won't take any damage. You'll have avoided any harm.
I'm going to use never be caught off guard
Right?
to
That's a good one.
to
Sure.
to sense that this was coming.
Mhm.
And the fact that I'm an ultimate fighter, that gives me kind of an edge, so I can dodge and
Okay.
jump at wherever I need to go.
Yep. That sounds
Let's see. And then I'm going to use the ally tag, see the next move.
Okay,
from David.
so Daniel will help you as well. Like, oh, incoming, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he kind of gets a premonition that's happening. All right, good.
All right.
And this is face danger. Okay.
So with face danger, the tags are essentially anything that's on the character sheet plus bulletproof versus shot or gunshot.
No, you're going. So so the way face danger works is I'm going to hurt you. You will take a
Okay.
gunshot 4 status.
Okay.
So you may now face danger to reduce that status or eliminate it. So Eleanor's got see the next move. Yep. And ultimate fighter. And never caught off guard. And okay, I'll let read minds happen, but then maybe
I know that with read minds, it
Mhm.
says must touch skin. Is that something we have to invoke every time I want to use any of the power tags on this
No.
divination card? Oh,
No.
okay.
I am going to put it as a weakness though for you. So
And then I mark attention, right?
and then Lance is helping you. Oh, you're
Yep.
Lance, you cheater.
What? What did
Notice
Hmm?
you
Yeah.
didn't. No, that's a
I do?
tongue-in-cheek remark. You've already done help, and then on top of it, you're throwing more help. Isn't that great?
Oh yeah,
So
keep
one
helping.
thing I noticed that you didn't do, Eleanor, is use any of Lance's tags he created for you. But you should
right.
use that bulletproof tag.
There's body armor.
No, that's there. Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
yeah.
Yep.
Um.
Because that's him getting in the
So-
way. His shield is going to try to protect you as well.
Oh, gotcha,
Yep.
gotcha. Okay. So do I mark attention since you invoked one
No,
of my
it happens
weaknesses?
automatically.
Oh.
It's automated.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Well, okay.
Oh snap.
Okay, so you do one of those bullet time moves where you're kind of staying just inside of the hole of Lance, moving the shield like this, trying to catch as many bullets as he can on his shield. And you're just staying right inside that little penumbra, right?
Can I make an action now? Can I try to change the game?
You absolutely may. Let me resolve the other
Okay.
one, the other face danger. Okay, but yes, you'll be next. So go ahead. Let's see. Greer, you started to make a move. What happened to it? Did
So
you cancel it?
yeah, in part, I'm like back and forth on whether I'd be able to invoke Skin of Ivory in this case.
Yeah. Why not?
All right. Yeah, I
You're
think in
like
my brain.
you're statue chick. You absolutely can do that.
All right.
That's like the number one
Rituals.
way I think you would use it.
Yeah. Though with that, immobile would also be applicable. Okay, I think just.
All right, so definitely bulletproof, invoked invulnerability, and yeah, you can't move. You just like
Mhm.
you just are stuck looking like Orin for the moment.
All
What
right.
happened? Oh, I didn't. Oh, wait a minute. That's fine.
Yeah, and I think that's all that I have that would really apply for this. She is not a battle character.
I didn't even need all those tags. I could have gone without a couple.
Let's
You
go.
could have gone without all of them. Look
Holy,
at that.
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, it could have gone
Nice.
without any tags. Lance,
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
all that work was for nothing. They both smoked it without you.
They had so many guns, though.
It was the thought that counts. Thanks,
It
Lance.
was.
No
Yeah.
problem.
So what happens is like glasses are shattering and the holes in the walls, the bar is getting chewed up, all except for this little penumbra that's caused by Lance's shield and you guys managing to stay within it. Now, so that worked well for all of you. You do have still a shiny distraction that you're welcome to tag later. Lance can always let you have the bulletproof again if the fiction can justify you staying behind Lance's shield, for example. Otherwise, I wouldn't let you tag it.
Mhm.
The next move, then, the spotlight moves over to you, Ellie. What are you going to do?
I want to attack this collective now that I see that they're getting very violent, especially with the guns.
Somewhat, I'd say.
I want to summon a lightning weapon. So everyone will see her arms kind of open up and raise higher. And you see like the movements like she's forming a bow and arrow. And you see lightning start to spark on her hands. And you see this lightning weapon start to form. And so I want to shoot like lightning bolts from this weapon at them. So I'm going to summon that. And I'm going to apply the ultimate fighter as well to attack with precision.
Now, I had an idea that was inspired by a movie I haven't watched yet, but I watched the trailer to it. And I think
Yeah.
it would be super cool that when you invoke your powers, especially like Ultimate Fighter, that
Yes.
a Greek helmet and face kind of almost like a spectral, a ghostly look about it. Right?
Yes, exactly.
But
Yeah.
but it comes on, it's the visage of Athena that's coming over. Like it's a very plain, just like off the Michelangelo statue, right? It's just the statuesque face of Athena, very dispassionate warrior kind of thing. I think that'd be cool. Anyway, that's how I
I
was
like it.
imagining that whole rimmed helmet, with the thing. Anyway, yes, that would be cool.
So, and I want to pierce their armor as well. So that's my goal. So I'm going to also invoke armor piercing.
Mm.
And if I can, I want to use shiny distraction. There is light coming from this. And so I want them to notice this lightning weapon of a bow and arrow and kind of be distracted by it and caught off guard.
Okay.
Does that work?
And you can use the distraction if you want of the shield as well. Like they can't see it coming. The shield is bright.
I don't see shield though.
I'm sorry. That was the distraction tag, the shiny distraction. Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
that's what. That's what.
That's from the knight's shield is glistening and bright, right?
Okay, gotcha.
So you can still
So
tag that, totally.
They're still distracted by the shining light, and I'll say that they're distracted by the light that's emitting from my lightning weapon as well.
Cool.
And so I'm going to. Does change the game work, or do you think it would be go?
This would be hit with all you've got because they have no way of really doing harm back to you.
Okay,
Nice.
so I'm gonna do that, and
Okay.
Also, I would have if I was wearing like like a dinner coat. You guys would have seen it kind of rip. You see some muscles come out as she's summoning this lightning weapon.
I'll tell
She
you
doesn't get
what.
like the Hulk, but she kind of is like like She-Hulk.
Yeah,
She kind
yeah.
of just
Yeah.
gets really big in this.
Pretty
I'm gonna throw
badass.
in your weakness too. Oh no!
Oh,
So you threw in. Okay, so at least we know that they're gods or spirits
I
that we're
figured
dealing
that would,
with.
yeah, I thought that would betray something to you. So these are the spirits of warriors who've made it to Valhalla. So
Mm.
these are not necessarily good guys, but
I mean, that makes sense. So that's the only way you can get into Valhalla. So, and they're called the Valhalla Boys.
that's right.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you got some attention, but I am going to in your move, you step out. You step out and make yourself a little more vulnerable. And I'm going to they're going to just again I'm going to make a move on you again of gunshots. So I want you
Okay.
to go ahead and do another face danger.
Okay.
Otherwise, you will take gunshot 4.
Okay. Sorry. What is coming at me?
More
The gunshots. Gunshots.
incoming fire. Yep, they are loading up on you. So you
Gotcha.
had
Gotcha.
to kind of step out behind the protection. So you've made yourself open to more attacks. So they are going to, and it was a bad shot, right? It went wild or went right. They anticipated it and went between them. Your arrow, your lightning arrow, didn't seem to hit home at all, and actually put you in a position where you can receive back some damage. So that would be a hard move I'm going to put back on you, is they're going to shoot back. So go
Okay.
ahead
Gotcha.
and make a face danger. This is your way to reduce
So
that damage.
I chose these 4, and then you
Yep.
can tell me. Do you want me to explain why?
You better give me some logical deduction explanation. But I
Yeah,
like all
I
the rest.
think. Yeah, no, I think that she's deducing that if I do these actions, I may fail. I am not a person who's perfect in every situation. So if I miss, there is a possible chance that they'll fire back at me. So I have to be ready for that. I'm
Okay.
not like a perfect
All right.
god. So yeah.
I'm okay with that. That was good enough.
Yep.
I'm happy.
Cool.
Okay. So with a 10, you don't take any damage. You managed to like cartwheel out of the
Nice.
way or something like that, and
She
expecting whatever it is
she's
you would
more
do.
she's more of a dasher. She
Okay.
dashed.
All right. So you quickly dash back out of the way as they lay down some impressive fire. All right. After doing that, Mega Man, what do you do?
Okay. So
They just lay down like half a clip each, couple rounds, shotgun rounds, and then a lightning bolt came flying across back at them, which they missed them completely, and then they unloaded some more weapons. And Lance is kind of currently, I would say, not pinned down, but certainly not able to move if he's going to continue to protect people behind him. But what do you
Yeah.
do?
can I invoke a flashback?
Oh, sure. Well, tell me about the flashback.
So Megan is visiting her father, Dr. Light, in his lab as he's working on a new robotics project. And he's showing her a technique that he's using with neodymium magnets, and how they can use kind of like attractive and repulsive powers for like a robot that they're trying to build that doesn't need to be on legs. It can just switch its polarity and continue on floating. and he'll give her a magnet that she's appreciative of, that she gets to play with, that has a switch. So that's my thought with the
Okay.
ultimate goal. Okay.
Yeah. So you can add a tag to your move that's related to that. What kind of tag are you thinking of? The neodymium magnets?
Yeah, why not? That seems fun.
Okay. All right. What's your move?
So I want to try to turn on the magnet to pull their guns away from them.
Okay. Very good.
So what would you consider this as far as a move?
That would be a go toe to toe.
Cool.
Because you're kind of now wrestling. It's now, this is more like a competition of you being able to wrestle it away from their hands. So that would be a go toe to toe.
Okay. Machine manipulation.
Sure.
Turn into any device, or am I just using the device of neodymium magnets?
No, you're turning your device into that. That's fine. Your gun now becomes this big magnet, a magnet gun.
Zero in on the target being the guns. I don't know if this would apply, but it seems flavorful. Now I've got your power, like now I've got your guns away from you. Or is that post having their guns?
Yeah, I would think you get that from after you defeat them or whatever. It's like,
Sure.
yeah. So
A strong sense of justice. No? Yes.
I'm
Okay.
not thinking that justice has to do with you taking their gun.
Oh, from shooting people? Okay.
Oh, it
Then
made sense. I understood it.
You understood it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
As
it's still, I mean, it's your call. Yeah.
I appreciate that, but this is collaborative storytelling in this game. So I'm just trying to think, like, how does having a sense of justice?
because these are clearly like criminal actors that are shooting on essentially helpless people. That's an injustice alone. They're trying to violently harm, if not murder, people.
Yeah.
It's a hit squad.
It's like when there's somebody who's trying to stop a shooter and they go to grab their gun. It's like an act of justice, right?
Not to
Is
me.
it not?
Okay.
Not
Oh,
to
sorry.
me. Justice
Oh,
comes with meeting
sure.
out an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, or you need to go to jail for what you've done. I just don't see how it directly relates. It relates to the entire combat as far as I'm concerned, right? Having a strong sense of justice means you're probably not going to slaughter these guys. You want to bring them to justice, right? So I would get that, right? They need to pay for their crimes. But
Okay.
I guess
I'm not sure how
we're
that relates to just taking their gun away. Like a
it
magnet
could be
gun. If
it
you were
could
to
be
say,
like broken up. Like it could be just you can distribute justice, you can like bring it like retributive and like restorative. So
I'm prepared to move
I mean,
on.
I guess we're getting into semantics, so you could choose.
but
Yeah.
part of it is, so in the context of everlasting peace, I could see how disarming them might do that. So, okay, go for it.
Okay. Since this is a magnet gun that can attract and repulse, versatile.
No. So a broad tag like that. So the way I see broad tags, just so that we're on the same page, and I can be persuaded otherwise, but I see broad tags as typically being used to do. Like, it's funny that your tag name is what a broad tag is. Versatile, right? It can be used in many different situations. So
Vague.
yeah. So the fact is that you've already used turn into any device. That is already kind of versatile, right? You just can't turn into people. You can't, so it's not quite. So versatile, I don't know. Yeah, so let's work it out. I'll go ahead and do it for now. And then we need to work that out because
And
I
then,
I don't cringe at broad tags, but I like to see broad tags used more and change the game kind of moves. right?
originally, I thought it would be a change the game move of trying to detract from their status, but I get it. And
They don't. So do you want
and
to
I-
create a status that says unarmed?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's not a go toe to toe. That's a change the
Okay.
game. Okay.
Cool. Change the game. And then over eager.
Okay. Because you're trying to get all their weapons.
Let's see. Can I invoke more than one weakness, or is that it?
Yeah, no, you put low energy levels there too because it's going to take a lot of power to grab all their.
Okay. All right. So I also get one juice from the flashback then, or
Yeah, so you can just add that on the. There's like a modifier. You can just put a 1 in there if you want,
okay. Execute
instead of
move.
going to all the effort of creating a tag.
Got it. Don't burn. Waiting on Geo.
I'm going to also do that. So. Okay, it's an 8. So you create 2 juice out of that.
Plus the one oh that was the modifier. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's juice.
So you can create a story tag and then you won't be able to make it permanent. So
Oh, that's fine.
so that they will be able to get there. Okay.
Give or reduce a status 1 tier or give them a story tag. So
Mhm.
unarmed, would it be reducing their status of having guns, or would
You
it
give
be
them a status of unarmed, of
okay?
disarmed.
I give them the status of disarmed,
Mhm.
and I can pump it up to disarmed 2, I guess. Is that
Yep.
what you do? There
That
we go.
makes sense.
So I imagine then on her phone she holds out this magnet. She flips a switch that's behind it. It rocks violently, and then a few of the guns from these Valhalla boys just rip from their hands and get stuck on this magnet, kind of like causing her to stumble back a little bit.
That's a funny little bug. Hold on. It's over here. Disarmed. Okay, cool. All right, so you've pulled all their weapons away. They are where now? There's like several of them, like 5 or 6 or so of these guns. Did they just skitter onto the stage next to you?
No, they got held by the
Attached
magnet.
to your hand now.
To the magnet. Is it? But doesn't it go up? Since I have 2 juice. So
Oh,
it
good catch. Yep.
creates the tag and then upgrades it.
Okay, very good.
Thank you. Yep. So I have these guns now attached to me.
Indeed, you do. All right, so they suddenly they're like, "What?" And they look over at you, and then they begin to pull out new weapons, but these are not their guns. These are hand-to-hand weapons, and a couple begin to charge towards you, carrying these unusually large battle axes.
Ooh, cool. So Megan is not one to back down. Let's see. Turns into an divide. Put the time in. I was schematic wrong. So when you're since I'm facing danger.
Oh no, they're just running towards you. So this is
Oh,
what we
okay. I
call a
thought it was
soft
facing me.
move.
Okay.
They have blood in their eye, and they intend to use these acts on you in unpleasant ways.
Got it. Okay. Oh, that was my spotlight.
Yeah. So they're coming at you. So you can react to that, or other people can steal the spotlight to step in at that moment in the fiction, etc. So they're coming at you. What do you do?
I'll give the chance in case somebody else wanted to steal the spotlight.
Okay, so
Otherwise,
you are hesitating. You're holding your ground, but hesitating. Okay.
I
Well,
can
I
I can definitely come to your aid in this situation.
All right. So Lance, what is your interruption here? How are you taking
Uh,
the spotlight?
so the guns are out of the picture, and the people behind me no longer really need protection from ranged attacks, and now another ally's got people advancing
Mhm.
on them, and so I could probably use the "at your side" tag to take up a position alongside Megan and prepare to defend while Megan prepares to attack.
Okay. All right. Then Megan.
Megan will turn. So she has the magnet with, I guess, these guns on it.
Mhm.
She will turn them around and fire the shotguns that are now attached to her magnet back at the enemy.
Okay, so you're using your other hand to fire one of the shotguns back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So now I've got your power.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yep.
Let's see, zero in on the right target, being these guys that are charging me.
Yep.
Let's see.
This would be a go toe to toe.
Got it. Let me change that to go to toe to toe. Never backs down.
Yep. Indeed, you didn't.
Mag- manipulation. Even though a gun is a machine, I'm not going to go for that one. So I think that's it, unless you want to invoke anything. I don't know if it's dark in here and there's not enough light, or this is reckless behavior, but
Go ahead. That's it. Go ahead and execute.
okay. So no weaknesses then?
Maybe reckless
Okay,
behavior makes sense.
cool.
Okay, go ahead.
7, 8.
All right.
No. Nice.
So you get the you hit them. You can choose to get them good, giving your opponent a status of tier 2, or you can also, so you get to choose 2.
You manage to achieve your goal. Take something they hold. You get them good. And then a tier 2. So choose 2.
So get them good and
Well,
block, dodge, or whatever any incoming harm.
so then, yes. So I will give them a tier 2 status. I don't have anything specific that I'm trying to get from them.
Well, that would be a gunshot wound, right?
And I am going to block their what? So you said they have melee weapons, hand axes?
Yeah.
You said? I will block their shots or their swings with the axes using the magnet that I have.
Okay. So you've got this magnet. It's got 5 or 6 weapons attached to it. You grab one that's a big shotgun and you aim it at the oncoming onslaught of berserkers, and you fire, and you manage to shoot into the crowd. They're coming at you. They will take a hurt status of a gunshot wound, but their body armor reduces it. So they're only going to take a status 1 and their collective size is bigger. So they're actually going to just take their basically their body armor and their number. You weren't able to concentrate the whole shot on just one guy. So because of their big number being a collective, they
They negate it.
are effectively unharmed by your tier 2 status.
Got it. Okay.
They then are coming at you, but you managed to, between you and Lance, you've managed to counter all their best attempts to harm you. So that's a wash then for this round. Meanwhile, Greer, what are you doing? You've seen this melee breaking out up on the stage between the new guy and all of these apparently fairly well trained soldiers. What's on your mind?
I think that aside from just the utter kind of like oh shit moment, she's like she kind of recovers and tries to get like I guess a stock of these people. Like while they were shooting, like I think she would have been looking across their faces. Um I suppose. Do any of them have like tattoos?
They look like a biker gang, so they probably have tattoos. They
Like
might
particularly on the face.
not on the face. They're not skinheads.
Okay.
They are wearing helmets of various styles, and they all seem to have like horns on them. So they look kind of Norse in nature. And the battle axe only help. One of them does say, shit, this guy's not even on the list. And the other guy goes, oh, she is now. And what about this dude with the shield? Take them all out. Consider it a bonus.
Great. Well, I think that Greer's going to turn like to just kind of say in Daniel's direction, it's like go out the front. And then she's going to try to like kind of
Jump the
go
bar.
yeah. Like head over the bar, probably jumping onto one of the stools and then over
Okay.
to get back to the kitchens.
All right. All right. So you go running the kitchen. There's some people back there that were trying to clean, and they're a little scared that they've heard this this violence break out, gunshots and stuff in the club. So they're either already hiding behind something, or they're crouching down, or in the process of trying to get to some place that seems safe. So they might end up in your way a little bit if you try to move through the kitchen, but you can get through there. All right. Then Ellie, you see this violence break out over there, and what do you have in mind? Another lightning arrow?
Honestly, because I've been thinking those won't work on them, and the other one won't work on them because I need to be touching them. None of my skills will that I've been racking my brain this whole time. So yeah, I don't know unless you have any suggestions.
Okay.
I guess I'm just trying to hide.
All right.
Yep.
Very good. So then that your first lightning arrow, just by the way, didn't work because you missed.
There's the possibility that the weakness tag will be invoked. So.
Oh, sure. So it'll be a -1 basically on any attempt if I invoke those on you. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What's
What's the reasoning behind invoking them? It's just whenever you want, or is it story based?
Yeah, both. So
Okay.
if I think that the fiction would involve, it'd be appropriate to invoke the weakness on a move you're making, then I would do that. If otherwise, we role play that as part of the fiction. These are clearly um, reincarnations of dead warriors or whatever, right? Something like that. So everything about them belies the fact that they are trained warriors. They probably are just channeling Valhallan berserkers.
Okay.
So they're physical, but they're powered by spirits, right?
I mean, I could try summoning another lightning weapon. It wouldn't be the same one, it'd be different.
Okay.
So I'll do that, and I'll use Ultimate Fighter again and armor piercing. Does shiny distraction? I'm guessing that's burnt already.
No, he still has his shield out, and so that could certainly be used. That you could use that.
May
Okay,
have to
When
I'm not
you
able.
use it, when you use
I'm not
it
able
will
to
burn.
select it. I'm not able to select it. That's why I was wondering.
I guess it's
Let's
already
see.
been
Oh,
burned.
someone's already used it. That's
Oh
why.
yeah, we've
So
already
Yeah.
used shiny distraction.
when it's
yeah.
red, sorry, then
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
That one unfortunately is not persistent.
Right. And I want to use logical deduction as well
okay.
to.
That could be
I mean,
talking
my
yourself back into the fact that maybe you can do something to them.
I'm just wondering. Yeah.
You're
I mean, in her mind, she's thinking of all the possible outcomes.
Right.
So hit with all you got.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So that's definitely a hit. So you can choose 2 and
Okay.
apply a tier 3 status.
I'm going to get them good. That one.
And what kind of
And
weapon
I'll
was it?
take. It was a crossbow that time, not a bow and arrow. I'm going to gain the upper hand and take 1 juice as well.
Okay. What is that? How are you getting the upper hand here?
I'm piercing through the armor. I'm hopefully I'm making them vulnerable enough so that everybody else can also get some hits and overpower them.
Okay.
Unless I need to read about juice again.
Now, juice is fuel for a tag. So you would use your juice to create a tag, and the tag then defines what exactly your advantage is. So you get a juice, you don't have to spend it just yet. You can spend it with your next one, or if you're going to help someone, you could come up with a narrative way that you're helping them, and then that tag represents what that is, and so forth. You could do that.
Well, I want to make them. I want to make them compliant. Can I do that story tag?
Like intimidated or threatened?
Well, if we have questions for them, I want them to be compliant after.
All right, so you have actually done some harm to them. They have taken a hurt 2 status, and what that means is they go berserk. So when the Valhalla boys take a status of physical harm or subdual, if hurt or subdual isn't maxed out, then the MC may give them berserk 3 status. And so that is exactly what we're doing. The status applies both to attacks targeting the berserkers, including mental attacks, and when facing danger against their attacks. So that makes if they're going to do harm to you, it's going to make it -3 to your face danger. Okay. So begins the next round. These guys look really pissed off. Lance, what are you going to do? They suddenly rage, and you feel like literal might of Valhalla exuding from them as they seem to like just get all red faced and their eyes kind of begin to glow, and just they definitely look like they've been supercharged.
I am going to try to step up in front of them and kind of go on the offensive a little bit here.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do my own hit with all I've got.
So you would have to do a toe-to-toe in facing them like
Toe-to-toe.
this.
Okay.
Because you don't have any particular advantage over them. You're just going to be entering melee.
That's true. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I want to keep my position to where I can react and help people if needed to, if I need to.
Yep.
But since nobody is in immediate danger, I'm gonna.
There are no
start
attacks
smacking.
of opportunity in this game, so you're golden on that.
Cool. Let's see what I can put on there.
Every
shield
attack is an
bash.
opportunity.
Exactly. Shield bash and multi-strike. I would like to make a case for true loyalty. It's a broad tag. Basically protecting my friends.
Okay.
And I think
you're putting yourself in danger, and so you do have some emotional overlap, probably with, am I going to make it home tonight to the wife, right?
Okay, yeah. Could I burn multi-strike on this one?
Yeah, if you do, that's just an automatic 10, so you won't need the other tags.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it at that because I think the attention is probably a better trade-off.
Darn it.
What's up?
Darn it, what?
Sorry, I accidentally, because the attention went away, so I filled it up again, and now I'm at attention +2 on my expression theme card. That was an accident.
Oh, okay. Well, you can unlock your sheet and then
Okay.
go minus, 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 and put it back down again.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
I'll stick with what I got instead of burning.
Okay.
See what happens.
All right, let's do it. Wow, good roll.
Not bad.
This session's had some good rolls, huh, Greer? We've had a whole session or two before where it's like couldn't get over a 6 to save their lives.
So I can choose 2 of those. I'm gonna say get them good and block, dodge, and counter as my 2.
Okay, so you avoid taking any harm from them and a hard move back on you. So that works. Otherwise, you'd end up trading damage.
Exactly.
Probably not a good idea with these guys berserk like that.
Right.
All right. So you give them a tier 2 status. They're going to reduce that status. I didn't give you a -3. So 11, 10, 9, 8. You get to choose one. Let me modify this. Where can I modify?
Oh, okay.
Modify -3.
Let's go with the block and dodge then, because they are
all right.
Mad.
There you go. So you don't do any harm to them, and they just waylay on your shield while you're trying to get a shot in. And how are you doing your attack, by the way, when you attack? Is you're hitting them with your shield? What's multi-strike?
So multi-strike is a part of the phase grace mobility tag, or the mobility theme. So it's basically just quick blinking strikes between each one of them, faster than they can react.
Yeah, and you're using your shield as your weapon mostly, right?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So you're going bang, 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 but none of it is good enough. They are literally. You feel like they could potentially overwhelm you as they press on you right now. So you hear what you do hear from them is that they are redeploying in tactical formation. And they're starting to get around your shield because they're moving around a little bit. They look like they are preparing to maybe gain a tactical advantage on you.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Greer, what are you doing?
I think that Greer, she's, as she kind of moves through, she just tells the staff I think it's in your best interest to leave for a moment, while she's just kind of wading through.
Yeah. Stepping around. Yep.
Yeah, and she's going to just kind of keep going
So
through the hallway.
Yeah. in the storeroom area and the fridges and whatnot, and then you move into the hallway. Then what are you going to do? Are you headed back out on stage, or are you going to go somewhere else?
Let's see. I think she's going to actually go and like check on Martha real quick.
Okay, I wondered if you were doing that. Okay. All right, so you're heading in to go talk to Martha. We'll catch that up in a second. Mega Man, and you haven't gone for a little bit. What do you want to do?
So seeing that I'm now Lance and I are the ire of these Valhalla boys, and they've gone into a berserk frenzy.
Mhm.
I thinking about what is the weakness of a motorcycle, and it's either something sticky or something wet. So what I was thinking is I will try to similar to what I splashed onto Lance's shield, and you said is sticky because of all the sugary content. I'll use my buster cannon to shoot my energy drink at the floor to try to cause them to get stuck. Because if you get stuck, you have to calm down. You can't be as berserk if you're tied down.
Well, we'll test that theory. Go ahead and make your roll. That would be a change the game because you want to create a status on them that is stuck to the ground.
Okay, so let's see. Energy drinks, because I'm using an energy drink. Let's see. Machine manipulation, because I'm changing it into something to project essentially like a mortar of cannon for energy drinks. Or maybe not. Maybe turn into any device makes more sense than machine manipulation though.
So all the other guns go dropping on the ground because it's no longer a magnet. It's now a goo projector. And so, all right. So you're going and firing a lump of goo from your energy drinks onto the ground to
And
try to
then
catch them.
I guess zero in on the ground under their feet. Or no?
No, I think zero is be targeting like when you're getting specific, like you're aiming for
Okay.
something in particular.
I guess that's gonna be it.
Okay.
Let's see. Is there anything? Low energy levels. Do any of my weaknesses trigger?
I don't know. Well, you pop up, you hit your execute move, and it lets me see some of
Oh,
them.
cool.
There, now it pops it up so I can see, and it actually suggests the weaknesses that are from your themes that you're using. Yeah, let's do naive. All right.
It's like,
All right,
how can
go
you
for
really
that.
think this is gonna work?
Yep. Seems like it should work.
6, 7. Yeah,
It's going to
fine.
work.
Okay. Give or reduce the status. Burn a power tag or story tag. Can I burn their berserk? Because or that's
No,
a
that's a
stat.
status.
Okay.
So you can't burn a story tag.
I can reduce or create a story tag. So if I reduce it, I guess giving them yeah, I'm going to reduce their status of berserk by 1 because I only have 1 juice.
Okay.
Since they get stuck.
Okay. All right.
I was looking, the opposite of berserk is under control. So if they're stuck, they're under control.
I see. Yeah, I see it as that piss them off more. So we'll see how that goes. So right now you guys are, because that puts them at a major disadvantage if they have difficulty moving. Like now the floor is sticky. It's not like you didn't put a status on them so they can still move. You just kind of calmed them down a little bit by maybe bringing their attention to all the way their boots are going when they are making their moves around. All right, so at this point they are going to on you two, they are going to begin to move and signal each other with clicks or with some hand gestures as they begin to execute a tactical routine. And that gives them a tactical advantage.
Uh-oh.
They are going to begin to overwhelm you with attacks here in just a moment. Athena,
Yep.
what would you like to do? You see them making their moves. Mega Man attempted to calm them down a little bit, and it just kind of threw them off beat for a second, but they're beginning, you can see, being the quintessential warrior that you are, they are going to put the serious hurt down on Lance in just a second.
I would like to use the tag I gave them.
Yeah, your advantage. Yep. So what is it? What's the action you want? What's the fiction here that you're trying to do? What action you want to take?
I would like to walk closer to them
Mhm.
and talk to them and see.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to know.
So you're making
I'll
kind of a
go walk
social
up.
move.
Yeah, I want to go up to them. My arms are up in not defense, but like what's the word? My arms are up in surrender, kind of.
Kinda like-
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Hey now, calm down.
And just say like, I don't know why any of this is happening. We came here to this bar to listen to some music, and we were making our way out. What is going on? And I attacked you because you were shooting at us. So I'm trying to like find some type of answers or reasoning. I don't know why they're attacking us. So
Okay.
Yep.
Um,
and I have the juice tag. I don't know if it's like compliant 1 or 2, the tier. I don't know.
okay, so you're going to try to calm them out of their berserk, maybe? Because right now that would count against you if you were going to try to attack them or defend against them.
I'm not trying to attack them now.
Understood. So you're trying to calm them down, like, oh, let's talk about this, right?
Yeah.
We don't have any. I don't even know why you're attacking us, that kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, all right. So I think that might be a convince, and then your stat. If you fail on your convince, then it will be like they just ignored you, or you ended up, something like that. But if you succeed on your convince, then they will need to work with you on your agenda. Or if they decide to go against it, you get to apply a status to them, which would be your either reducing their berserk or giving them a compliant status, whichever you like.
So am I able to use the tag that I gave him before?
Yeah. So normally I would ask
Does
you,
that work?
name the tag. What, you don't have to create one. Just name it, and we'll add one into your. You have a place to put a modifier. You can just put a 1 in there. It's just faster for a temporary tag to go away.
Well, for my last roll, I got 1 juice, and so I
Yeah.
give them a tag. I haven't used it yet, though.
Well, so it sounds like you may want to use, commanding voice, or I'm trying to imagine how you might approach these people with your hands up and say, hey, let's take a second. And so you may be using some of your, battlefield general's voice kind of thing, or so, that's how I'm imagining maybe, or maybe, non-threatening might be a tag you might use, something like that. So you've described that you're approaching now with this. So you're going to try to convince them to stand down, right? So
What does the juice do though? Because I haven't used it yet. I guess I'm getting stuck
the
there.
juice becomes so it's juice is like clay that you haven't made into anything yet. Okay, it's kind of a dumb name actually. I don't like a few of the nomenclatures that they chose in this game, but juice is like unformed clay. And when you form it into something, that's what becomes the status or the tag. You're spending your juice. Okay. So you're juicing something, I guess is probably what they were thinking. Like, I'm going to juice it up with this or that. So you use your juice to create a status or a tag. So for you to just put a compliance tag on them, I guess you could, but
Not a tag, but a status.
a status, I mean, you could put compliant one on them with your juice that you used, the thing is the fiction in my mind is you did that by attacking them with a crossbow, so it's almost like intimidated, right, or threatened, and so you could do that. That would, if you threaten them enough, they may surrender, right? So if you want to put a threatened one status on them, it doesn't match any of the other statuses they currently have, so it'd be its own other status. That's fine. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, that could work actually.
Okay,
So
so I will just
threaten
put
one.
threatened one down because that's going to last. All right, so they have a threatened one status. So now you can tap that status when you make a roll against them and use that threatened against them. Does that make sense? The fact they're already threatened by you, you could use that against them. So you're welcome to do that.
Okay. And then I'm also going to use my business acumen, or let me see, hold on. Never mind. So I'm trying to convince them, right? Still?
It sounds like that's what you're trying to do.
Yes.
You tell me. It sounds like you're trying to convince them to stop attacking, to talk. So that's what you're convinced. I want to convince them to stop attacking or talk, right? And they're already a little bit threatened by you, but they're also berserk. They're hurt. That would count toward your convince. But they've just gained tactical advantage on lance. Or
can I use the tag from David that says plucking the strings of fate?
Sure. Yep.
Because I'm going out on a limb here, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. Okay.
Okay, so I think with this, it would also be like disarmed and hurt, but also berserk, tactical advantage, and threatened. All those play in. So you see how I've added those in there? So I think we could use all of these. All right, there you go. Roll it.
Okay.
All right, so you get to choose a relevant status with tier 1 to apply to them if they don't stand down. Okay? So that would be maybe adding more to their threatened, right?
Yeah, I would up
Seems to
the
make
threatened.
sense. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so they're like one of them.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. What?
I have to go right now.
Oh, okay.
But I'll stay here to listen.
Okay.
What did they say?
They basically say, look, we've got a contract on those two and the other two that aren't here. But if you're going to get in the way, we can take you guys out too. No problem.
A contract? When he says those two, who is he pointing to?
He points to David past you. He like points to you, but David. And then he's like pointing off toward where the kitchen is.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Okay. All right. Well, you take care. We are going to actually end it right there for everyone. So let's do an end of session move. And you're welcome to drop off and go do your thing. But if you stay in the VTT, You
Yeah.
can type in what your end of session move is. if
Yeah,
you'd
I could do
like.
that real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the rest of you, if this is your first end of session, I think only one of you is the first one. So as we roll credits at this moment in the middle of our conflict, you need to decide if any of these questions applies in this situation. It is possible to choose more than one, but these are basically the ones that really stand out as what happened during this session. As the credits are rolling, you tell us if the crew grew, if your character had a meaningful interaction, or is there one of your themes that has kind of come under a little bit of stress this session? Okay, so we'll start. I would normally start with the top of my list, but that would be Chris, and I'm going to give him a break. So let's go to Greer. Start with you, then we'll do Lance. Eleanor will probably pop it in the chat, and then we'll come back to you, Chris, last. Okay. Okay, Shanks, tell us about what Greer thinks.
All right, so kind of with what's been happening in the session.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And it's possible that you don't answer any of the questions. I mean, this is a very open-ended thing. This is a way for you to decide, how did anything change for your character? If nothing really changed, then you don't have to pick one.
I suppose this is like the first time that like a sort of
An
like a
action.
large scale combat has happened with
Yeah,
an
fight's broken
armed-
out. Yep.
Yeah.
The first time you've
Um,
had some action. Yeah.
And like I feel like with Greer, like with the shifting of the actual group being
Mm-hmm.
as like frequent as it was, just kind of like having a sense of in this moment, like having people that could handle a situation like this is like it's somewhat reassuring because she is not a combat person. She probably would not be able to shoot a gun very well. And so having people able to take on a whole biker gang, like
Okay.
at least in some capacity, hold them off.
Okay, I have to hop off now, but thanks.
Yes, you bet. Thank you.
Have a good week,
All right.
everyone.
You
See you
too.
next
Bye.
week.
Have a good one.
Okay, so so which one do you think you're answering here? The crew?
Yeah, I think so.
Attention to the crew? Okay.
Yes.
So this will give it 2 attention. All right. So your homework, and we'll try to remind you of this somewhere. Your homework between sessions then are going to be figuring out 2 theme improvements for this crew theme, because you just added attention.
Yeah.
And you've got one already. Oh, maybe does it only have 2 now? 2 attention? I thought you were
Yeah,
gonna.
it's got 2 attention and
Okay.
like 1 that can go
There's
to
already 1
improvement.
improvement ready to go. So you guys need to come up with the other thing. I'm going to add it to I'm going to create a checklist every beginning of session to go over the theme real quick and go over
Yeah.
anything
I have
that
some
got
ideas.
written, hand out juice, etc. So please bring
We'll
it up
throw
in
those in the
the
chat.
Discord. Good. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So very good. So now back to you, Lance.
I feel like I had a pretty meaningful interaction with Megan. Got to meet somebody that I had encountered before, even though Lance himself didn't quite remember it, because you know how the veil is and
Mm-hmm. Right.
all that good stuff. The mists are
So
a
was
little
that
bit
hurt
pervasive.
or harm?
I think that's a help,
Okay.
because
That's a hurt or harm. That was a loaded question, huh?
oh yeah. Yeah, because I think that's a pretty good help,
That's a
because
help.
like, you know, immediately it gave us a bit of a rapport, and then we kind of built on that by working together to
Yep.
defend
For
and
sure.
attack this gang.
Good. Okay. All right. So now back over to you, Chris. How would you answer any of those questions?
So the first one, how's the crew grown this session? I was well, we're insurance agents, I guess they're special insurance agents, and we were able to collaborate, at least to look through. At least Lance and I were looking in the backstage area, and then
Mm-hmm.
together we were cooperating on how to stop these Valhalla boys from wrecking everything. So to me, that it's my first session, but there's at least growth for the group. But the most meaningful, clearly, is the relationship that I have with Lance, because Lance and I think, are the only ones that really got to interact with each other on a person-to-person basis.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some conversation and back and forth. I enjoyed you saying, like, we have to defend this area, and I'm like, is this what insurance agents do? That's not something I realized it was in the job description. So yeah, for me, and also him protecting me, or trying to protect me when they were charging at me with axes.
Yep. Okay.
Was,
So it sounds like a point of help.
yeah.
Very good. All right.
Excellent.
Very good then, guys. Thanks. We will have some discussions in the Discord open throughout the week as we finish up getting your characters onboarded into the World Anvil, and maybe show you some things you can do in World Anvil that,
Yeah.
like writing your journals. Like, for example, take your stuff you posted to me, Lance. I'll create an article for that person and put that in there.
Cool.
And so then you'll be able to mark that person like in your relationship. There's an area for you to put relationships and such. So all that kind of
Right.
stuff could go in there. And so anyway, we'll expand on that some more, and then we'll pick it up right here next time with figuring out what you're going to do about this biker gang, and we'll wrap the combat up and get you back on figuring out what's going on next. All right, guys. Thanks so
Sounds good.
much. I will
All
see you
right.
next week, and between now and then, I'll talk to you in the Discord. See you later.
Great. Thanks.
Bye.
Have a
Have
good
a
week.
one, y'all.